We don't wash feet in this culture, and so here in 2018, we might imagine Jesus doing a similar chore, perhaps cleaning the toilets here at the church. Or maybe we might find Jesus at Norwalk Hospital, the orderly who comes in to clean up after a patient has had the flu. However, Jesus may be doing more in this gospel lesson than giving us an example of humble servanthood. This passage from John is an invitation to intimacy with Jesus through the sacrament of foot washing. Just as Jesus invited his followers that first Maundy Thursday, so Jesus invites us tonight into this same intimate relationship with him. Jesus is asking us to let him touch our feet, to allow him to pour sweet water upon this part of our body in an act of cleansing, to intimately connect with us through this act of comfort, familiarity. Perhaps we don't believe this. It is kind of hard to believe that the Lord of all creation would stoop down at my feet, asking me for a relationship that includes warmth, affection, closeness, the invitation to be one with him. Maybe we believe that such intimacy is reserved for special disciples and not for everyone. Yet Scripture is clear. The reason Jesus came among us was to proclaim from the roof and mountaintops that this kind of intimate relationship with God is for everyone, intended for everyone, and is our heritage as God's children. The decision is ours. All we need to learn is how to let go of our fear. Easier said than done. We see fear operating tonight, that first Maundy Thursday. Simon Peter is feeling unworthy and feels afraid and reluctant to let Jesus wash his feet in this loving way. He comes close to refusing Jesus altogether. Jesus encourages him, moves him out of that fear, and Peter agrees. He decides to let Jesus love him. Like Peter, the invitation to intimacy is something that we also want. Peter relents and lets Jesus lovingly touch and wash him. And so with us. Deep down, I want to take Jesus up on his offer. Deep down, I know that this invitation is my heritage as a child of God, my birthright, the fulfillment of my baptismal covenant. And yet, something still holds me back. As we begin the journey to the cross this evening on the first day of the Triduum, the first of the 3 great days, we are invited to go with Christ to the cross as intimate companions and beloved followers. We choose to walk the way of the cross with Jesus because we have said yes to his invitation. We have chosen to respond and have chosen to open wide our hearts, allowing him to wash us as he desires, allowing him to feed us with his very self, allowing him to touch us and to embrace us in the mutual delight of oneness. The decision to journey with Jesus to the cross and to accept his invitation to relate to intimate relationship is a big decision. Yet we have made this decision before. At the beginning of each Lent, we chose to put ourselves, our egos aside. We chose to turn in a different direction. And during those 40 days of Lent, practice loving Christ alone, saying yes only to him. What do we have to lose? What do we have to lose when we decide to follow the way, the truth, and the life? We have only to gain. We have only to receive Jesus' love poured out, to embrace our soul now revived, to know the peace that passes understanding. The words of a well-known spiritual come to mind. In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all the rest. Give me Jesus. Jesus gives himself to us tonight in the washing of feet, in the eating and drinking of his very self. Jesus invites us tonight. Let me wash and love you. In this foot washing, I come to you through the person sitting next to you in the pew, through your kneeling sister or brother. I become present before you in this foot washing. Through the actions of this gathered community, kneeling together in the washing of feet, I pour the water. I gently and playfully rinse you from your ankles to your toes. I want all of you. I invite all of you, come. Follow me where I lead, to the cross, and then home again to an Easter life. Amen.